you have a coaching program or any type of service that is deemed high ticket, then this is probably going to be the best video that you watch today. Because in this video, I'm going to be walking you through a strategy that I teach my clients that helps you to get a non-stop yes to your offer. This strategy will fill your calendar really, really quickly. And it's a snippet from a masterclass that I ran. But before you dive in, I want you to do one thing. If you would like my help scaling your business, then have a look below this video where I will drop a link. Click that link and schedule the next available call with me. Without further ado, let's dive in. Thank you so much for watching. I know that you got value from that. If you have already scheduled your call, make sure that you've put it in your calendar because we will be waiting, ready to help you to build and scale. However, if you're watching this, but you haven't yet scheduled your call, you have one last opportunity to do so, and the link is below this video. I'll see you on the call. I want to walk you through the third part of this, which is how to get a non-stop yes. So how do you take everything that I have shared with you? So we know that this funnel works. We know that using this funnel, you can get clients on autopilot. We know that you can use this sales system to sell like clockwork. We know that this is what gives you pajama profit. But what does it have to do with getting high ticket clients? How do you connect the two, and how do you get your high paying clients to give you a non-stop yes? Let's dive in. Now, why is this important? Don't waste time speaking to people who aren't pre-qualified. Let your sales system do the eliminating for you and pre-qualifying for you. When you give your services away for free, you devalue your business. It is 100 times harder to sell to people who are not your ideal clients. And that is why a lot of people hear no, no, no when they are on consultations, because these people, the people who they are speaking to, are either not their ideal clients or they are not buyers, most importantly. It is 100 times easier to sell to people who have already said yes. They've already bought something. So because of that, they've bought into you. And if they have bought into you, they will buy from you over and over and over again. Why? Because a buyer is a buyer, is a buyer, is a buyer. But when I first started, I spent most of my time giving my services away for free. In fact, the first 18 months of my business, I struggled to sell a $500 offer, because I truly believed that I had to keep giving my stuff away for free, and then finally somebody would believe in me to buy. No, I had to figure out a way to leverage my time, sell a high ticket package with ease, move beyond just low tickets so that my business could make real money, create and fill a group program. Now, the big question was, what is the number one way to guarantee a yes almost every time from high ticket clients? What is that number one way? Well, the number one way is to create a signature coaching program and put it at the end of your sales system. So there are 3 elements for creating a high ticket coaching program that you can charge 10K plus for. Like I said, our group coaching programs begins at 10K. My highest level, which is my one-on-one, is currently at 70K and is going up next year. Now, I don't have 2 heads. I don't say that in a way to brag. Even I'm still like, whoa, is that possible? But the reason why it's possible is not because I'm extra special. No, it's simply because of systems. When you put your ducks in a row, you attract the right people. They believe in you and they've already bought into you because they are walking through the perfect system that has already pre-sold your program before they even talk to you. Give me a yes in the chat if you understand that. Give me a yes in the chat if you get that. Yes? Wonderful. Now, here are the pros and cons for creating your signature program. And this is what I see people do. So the pros, you're solving a big problem. Yes, right? You reach your freedom money goal very, very quickly. It's easier to market when you have a signature program. You become known for something big when you have a signature program. You have massive clarity, right? Because you're constantly selling it. You have validation, none of that self-sabotage stuff happening. But here are the cons and the mistake that I see people make. Having a signature offer alone is not enough. You need a sales system to back it up. Anybody can create a signature program today. Without a sales system, you might not be able to see the sales or the enrollments that you want. If your signature offer doesn't have the right components in it, it's harder to sell. People just slap something together and they don't understand the right conversion mechanisms for that specific offer. therefore making it almost impossible to sell. You miss just one thing and you'll have a very confusing marketing message. It's a premium offer, so everything has to be just right. Otherwise, it's impossible to sell. Now, again, I'm not going to play this, but we'll send you to a page, you'll get to watch it. This is Lubia, who attended my intensive, and she created a 70K offer and sold it in 2 days. In 2 days, because she had all of the right elements in there. All of the right elements. This is another testimonial from a lady who, again, we have worked with, and she made 29K again from her signature program, because once they have walked through that sales system, conversions becomes a thing of the past. Now, why does it work? A couple of years ago, 3 major things happened that changed the course of my life and business. A lot of the things that I'm sharing with you, it came out because of this thing. The first thing that happened was that my husband went into a coma. After a routine checkup appointment, I had a masterclass that day, just like this. And I remember he came and he said, babe, I think you need to call the ambulance. And I went, but you look fine. And he said, I know, but I think you might need, I think I need to get checked up. So I sent an email, canceled the entire training, called an ambulance. He went off. Within a few hours, I received a call from the hospital and they said, your husband is in a coma. Instantly, my entire world crumbled. I went from being in a 2-earner home to being a 1-earner home, just me. I also went from, my children went from having mommy and daddy to having, their one carer, just me, very young children that I have. And ever since then, our life has never been the same. He still spends most days at the hospital till today due to treatment. And in fact, today, as I'm doing this masterclass, he is in hospital. Another thing that happened is my Facebook ads account also got restricted, you see? And not only was life happening to me on a very, very personal level, the only source of leads that I had at that point was running Facebook ads. It got restricted. No feedback from Facebook. No reason. I hadn't even been online because I was pretty much spending time at the hospital. It's like, what is going on? Let me know in the chat. Give me one if you've ever had moments in your life when you feel like life is not only hitting you, but you're flat on the road. And a bus is driving over you, like it is hammering you. Anybody ever gone through an experience when you're just like, can I just catch a break for a minute? Give me a 1 in the chat if that's you. That was where I was and where I have been for the last 2 years. It's just like, can I just catch a break? And that is why a couple of days ago when I talked about the 2 Comma Club Award, which by the way arrived today, I haven't even been able to open it because I've just been preparing. I haven't even seen the thing. I've just had the box and my kids have been like, mommy, let's open it. When I talk about that, it's not that I'm bragging. It's because I know what the last 2 years has been like to then, on top of everything, take a business to 7 figures in spite of all of that. I am just beyond grateful. Now, in the blink of an eye, my entire life crumbled. And we are still picking up the pieces. Now, my why changed. And I needed to take care of family. And I could only do this by scaling up my business. Now, what are my challenges? 1, I have multiple trips weekly, hospital trips. I have 2 small children who need me around. I don't have time to do business like most people do. I needed a scalable strategy. Due to Facebook ad restrictions, I couldn't build a business that relies heavily on Facebook ads. So here is what I did. I thought life is hitting you hard, Pam. Well, hit right back. So I created another signature offer. This time I did things very, very differently, and I made a decision to launch in a whole different way, organically. Now, here is what happened. This time we did things differently. We changed the offer strategy and we changed the vehicle. The results, after a 3-day launch, we brought in $120,000 organically, no paid ads. Now, I knew that I had struck gold. What was the new strategy? Well, simple. You have traffic to intro offer, to order form, to upsell. Then here is what we do. We segment everybody who comes in. I started to use my email list as an asset. I needed this thing to make me money even when I wasn't able to run Facebook ads. So I started to segment the heck out of that. I got very good at not only doing videos, but my focus became on email marketing. So I started crafting persuasive emails to different segments of my list. And from there, sending people to consultations. And because of that, clients started to enroll. And within 3 days, we brought in $120,000. Now, why does this work? With your sales system built to bring in buyers from the onset, these buyers will attend the consultations and convert. Because we're bringing in buyers, we see a 50 to 70% conversion because they are buyers. The times when we're not bringing in a buyer, where it's just a lead or it's just whatever, the conversion changes. But a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. And the moment I realized that, I made that my sole focus. Why this works? With your signature offer structured for conversions, you can literally name your price and people will buy. No more beating down the price or haggling. Now, this is the new system that we started to use, and it's built heavily over email. Now, here are the mistakes that I see people make with their offers. It doesn't solve a big problem. They're not bringing buyers on the call. It doesn't have a clear benefit, so they're not able to correctly articulate what the benefit is of their offer. Sometimes it's priced too low, and sometimes it's actually priced too high. And the times that I say that it's priced too high is because there's nothing to back it up. Because there's nothing to back it up, people hear about the offer and they go, okay, so it's 10K for what? They don't get it, right? They're targeting the wrong type of people and they're using the wrong type of messaging. And they're giving away too much for free. Therefore, they're attracting freebie hunters. And there is nothing that segments and removes those people, helping them to identify their hyper buyers, segmenting them and bringing them to the call. Now, how should you create your own signature offer? Here is a mini training. 3 elements that are critical to creating the right type of smart and scalable coaching and consulting offers. 1 is big problem, right? This is important. Your signature program has to solve a big problem. It's not a problem that you want to solve. It has to be a problem that people are already paying for, something that they're already asking for, right? You've got to take yourself away from it. Number 2, you've got to have the right message. And that's why yesterday we spent a lot of time on that baseline message. But it has to have the right message so it attracts the right people. And number 3, it has to show a clear transformation. Through this offer, people need to be able to see that I can go from A to B, from A to C, from A to Z. Transformation has to be absolutely clear. Now, here is the thing about the big problem. Every good marketing has to be intent-based. Intent-based marketing starts with a problem. What does that mean? It means that the moment somebody gets into your sales system, watches your video, clicks on a link, they need to be clicking it because they recognize that you can solve their problem. That is intent-based marketing, right? You are here because of intent-based marketing. You're not just here because you wanted to see my face. No, you came in here because you wanted to discover how to enroll clients on autopilot. Intent-based marketing is the reason why you came here. Now, if your signature program is solving no problem, you make a very small amount of money, right? Sometimes nothing. If it's solving a little problem, you might make some money, but if it's solving a big problem, that's why you charge high ticket. And this is why yesterday in the session, I kept saying, make sure that the problem that you're solving is tangible. If people see it as tangible, then they see it as, wow, you are solving a big problem for me. And therefore, that price tag is a thing of the past. Now, the goal is to use your introductory offer to bring buyers to consultations. That should always be your goal. Use your introductory offer to bring buyers to consultations, not just freebie hunters. Now, the 4 types of signature offers that I always recommend that you have in your business at the top end. The first is intensives. I love running intensives, and we run a very successful intensive. But there are 2 types of intensives that you can run. Type 1 is when you're still thinking, what results can I get people? Or you're thinking, can I get them results fast? That's what our intensive is built on, getting people results fast. How can I get a quick cash injection? Intensives will do that for you. Offer number 2 is one-on-one coaching, which is brilliant, as you know. However, we do it in a very, very different way. We don't start with one-on-one coaching, and I don't recommend that you do. I always say start, or rather add one-on-one coaching when you have filled your group program. And now you're thinking, I can now take on X amount of super premium clients, right? And I can use my one-on-one coaching for positioning. So we have a one-on-one coaching package and it's 70K. And again, it's for our super premium clients. I don't have a lot of spots in there ever, really, because it's gone. The third type of offer is a group coaching. And this is what I always recommend that you must have in order to hit that money goal that you have. Not only do you need that sales system, but at the top end, you should be filling your group coaching. Here you're thinking, I'm ready to leverage my time. I'm ready to work smarter, not harder. I'm ready to charge premium, right, with your group coaching program. And then finally is your high ticket mastermind. Now, this is something that you put in your business a little bit later on down the line. Once you've hit that 6 figures and you've hit it consistently, now you're saying, I'm ready to hit 7 figures faster. This is what allowed us to hit 7 figures faster in 2 years, pretty much. I can commit to a longer term group coaching program. That's what you are saying with this specific type of offer here. But here is the objection that you might have. Where do I begin, Pam? Right? Who's thinking that? Type 1 in the chat if you're thinking, where do I even begin? Right? Where do I begin, Pam? Yes, there will be a replay. I see that question in the chat. Well, this is where you begin. Focus on building your lucrative sales system accelerator first. You focus on building that. Then you focus on building your high ticket offer. You get this funnel right, get the segmentation right, the emails in that order. Then boom, you're ready to funnel people into your high ticket coaching package. Now, here is what could happen in your business. This is the new way. Imagine if you did this and you have 50 calls scheduled, right? They've been through the funnel. They're now at the back end now. We're talking back end, everybody, okay? Right? They're now at the back end. Let's say you have 50 calls scheduled. Let's say you have a 60% show up rate, roughly 60%. Let's say it's 30 people. So you have 50 calls. Some of them, were not right for whatever reason, or some didn't show, whatever. You're never going to have 100%, right? You have 30 people show up, but you have a 50% conversion rate from those who showed up because they went through the funnel. That means you've enrolled 15 people at, let's say your offer is 10K, right? Do the math, 150K. Like you could be bringing in on the back end, over and above your pajama profits, over and above the money that came in passively, over and above that you could be bringing in. Looking at that, give me a yes in the chat if you can see how this is possible for you too. Give me a yes. Can you see how you can implement this and how it could work in your own business over and above that? Can you see that? With 30 people showing up, that's 1 call per day. That's equivalent to 1 call per day, right? Can you give your business 1 hour per day to potentially walk away with a 6-figure month? Type a 1 in the chat if you can commit to, I can take 1 call a day. If it could potentially lead me to a 6-figure per month business, give me a 1 in the chat. Can you do that? Is that too much to ask? Yeah, it's totally possible when you have the right system in place. Here is the bottom line. This is exactly how you hit 6 figures with one lucrative sales system or accelerator. Keep it going and you hit 7 figures with ease. You just keep rinsing and repeating, rinsing and repeating. Can you see yourself getting results like these? 10K in 1 weekend. My first 10K month in my business came in a weekend for this lady. Can you see yourself getting results like this? First call done and it's a yes. She said her husband loved my videos and he was sold. I came across as authentic. That's what storytelling will do for you. Most of my clients don't even run Facebook ads. So it's 100% profit. Now to scale, that's when you put in ads. I never recommend that you put in ads at the very beginning, or if you're going to, you do minimal, very, very minimal ads. So at the beginning, you are already in profit. Where else in business can you see that type of profit margin? 29K from their launch. Can you see yourself getting results like these? The Lucrative Sales System Accelerator equals a consistent flow of high-paying clients. The bottom line, it helps you to build your list for free. You make passive income before even getting on a call. You sell premium offers with ease. Can you see yourself? I've sold 2 of my 6,500 package. Is this something that you want to see as a testimonial for you? So your focus right now is, how do I create a lucrative sales system accelerator? Am I right? Who's thinking that? How do I create this? Who's thinking that? Valentina, somebody's muted. Can you please check that for me and mute them for me? Thank you. Are you thinking that? How do I create this? Yes? Yeah. Well, here is my advice. Don't complicate it. Even if you're just starting out, even if you have a zero following and nobody knows who you are, even if you're scared of being visible, don't complicate it. If you've struggled with sales calls, don't complicate it. You can generate your first or next 100K revenue in the next 6 to 12 months. Even if you hate tech, nobody knows who you are, you have no audience. Listen, everybody starts at zero. I started at ground zero. As long as you are determined to put in the work, you will be able to create this as long as you are committed. And you can do it with one simple sales system accelerator. Now, here is the icing on the cake. It's completely automated, and that is the beauty. Like I said, for the past 2 years, I haven't had to show up live, really. This is the first time that I'm doing this in 2 years. It's completely automated. You do it once and you benefit forever. You have high quality leads booked into your calendar, already sold. The icing on the cake. You can enjoy an additional 3K to 20K plus or whatever it is, coming in on autopilot every month, even before getting on that sales call, because you know, this is my pajama profits coming in. And you can do that all without wasting 5K on a fancy website, building complicated funnels that don't convert, wasting 12 to 18 months on trial and error, throwing money into Facebook ads with no real strategy, spending an insane amount of time on social media for no reason, wasting time speaking to poor prospects. You don't need to do any of that. Can you see how doing business this way gives you the life that you desire? Here is the bottom line. I wake up with Stripe payment notifications for money deposited in my bank account every single day. I never have to chase after clients. I don't rely on social media or referrals for clients. It's great, but I'm not going to rely on it. I hit 7 figures using a lucrative sales system accelerator. Here is the bottom line. You can have this too. Thank you so much for watching. I know that you got value from that. If you have already scheduled your call, make sure that you've put it in your calendar, because we will be waiting, ready to help you to build and scale. However, if you're watching this, but you haven't yet scheduled your call, you have one last opportunity to do so, and the link is below this video. I'll see you on the call.